This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has received Egyptian Prime Minister Dr. Ibrahim Mahleb at Madinat Jumeirah. During the meeting, which was attended by Dubai Deputy Ruler His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, they reviewed brotherly and historic relations between the UAE and Egypt. They also discussed a number of political, economic, and development issues relating to the current Arab situation and ways to employ potential capabilities to serve the Arab nation. Sheikh Mohammed asserted that the UAE has since the era of the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and late Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum owe Egypt and its people all honor, respect, and appreciation, stressing that Egyptian human energies were one of the first Arab talents that came to the country, especially in the sectors of education, media, and others. Dr. Ibrahim Mahleb expressed his pleasure at visiting the UAE, appreciating the hospitality and fraternal welcome he received in Dubai, which he described as the city of happiness, modernity, and creativity. Additionally, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, opened the 13th Arab Media Forum on Tuesday at the Madinat Jumeirah. At the event, the ruler of Dubai also launched the Future Editing Smart Hall at the event, the first of its kind in the Arab world. The event reminded everyone of the vital role that media plays in making the future. For more than a decade, it has become among the most important events for the Arab media community, where they interact to discuss truth and reality of the profession, aspects of its progress and aspirations, according to Mona Al-Mari, Director General of the Government of Dubai Media Office. With the theme, "The Future of Media Starts Today," she said in her welcome speech that to be prepared and able to anticipate the future, we need to be optimistic and think in a futuristic manner, to focus on what's required tomorrow than what should have been done yesterday. She also emphasized the importance of confidence and resilience in facing challenges ahead. On the sidelines of the event, the Associated Press and Deloitte revealed the results of a recent study conducted to better understand the state of the Middle East's news market and its possible ways of evolution.
People in the Middle East are avid consumers of news. 70 plus minutes a day is the average. That's very important. That trust is the most important deciding factor in what news source to go for. Speed of access, which has traditionally been a news industry staple, isn't very important in their perception. And then I think the role of social media versus online is very important. So if you look at 50% of people who are using online regard social as their source for breaking news, and then they navigate out into online. It's important for broadcasters and other news organizations to have great social media presences, but really high quality, trustworthy centerpieces online for people to follow up with. Video is clearly becoming important to people. In other markets, video is now a completely centerpiece to all online experiences. Here, not all websites offer that for all stories, so I think that's a really crucial thing for people to understand. I think retaining the trusted brand is fundamental, though. If you want to compete with new portals, if you don't do that, then that asset will be lost. And the other thing to say is that because there's a lot of progress to be made versus other markets, it's not like you're having to reinvent new formats of news. Some markets are having to do that. That's very challenging. Actually, you can replicate a lot of the great experiences that other markets are seeing, and you can have great effect and even grow that 70 minutes further and further.
Based on a survey of 18 to 45-year-olds in the UAE, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, the study shows that politics remain the most popular news topic. However, less serious topics are in demand as well. 80% are interested in technology, 72% in entertainment stories, and 63% on positive stories about the Middle East. While international sources are considered the best providers of content, 51% of consumers said they would prefer watching news produced locally.
We're delighted to hear that there's so much appetite for video in the region, both breaking news, but also more sophisticated daily coverage of the people's lives, stories that sometimes you don't see in this culture of top stories where people want, or people tend to cover the bombings, the wars, the aftermath. We want to go deeper, and our research shows that if video is available on websites. For example, people spend a lot more time on those websites watching video to get a better understanding of their lives and the region. There is much more to life, as we all know, in this region than war, conflict, and blood and bullets. So that's what we are aiming to do. We'll be doing more of it. We're investing in the region. We're putting more video journalists in particular in the region to do just that, to better portray real everyday life here.
His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Presidential Affairs, and South Korean President Park Geun-hye on Tuesday witnessed a ceremony to mark the arrival of the UAE's first nuclear energy reactor vessel in Barakah, the site of the UAE's peaceful nuclear energy program in the western region of Abu Dhabi. The tour was an opportunity for the dignitaries and the accompanying delegation, which included ambassadors, INEC's board of directors, and officials, to witness firsthand the recent progress that has been achieved in the delivery of the UAE's first peaceful nuclear energy plants, while further strengthening the bilateral relations between UAE and the Republic of Korea. In his remarks on the site, His Highness Sheikh Mansour expressed his delight over this historic milestone, describing the arrival of the reactor vessel as an important achievement that bears the best testimony to the strong relationship between UAE and South Korea. In 2009, INEC awarded the prime contract to construct the UAE's nuclear energy plants to a consortium led by the Korean electric power company KEPCO, one of the world leaders in safety, plant reliability, and efficiency. Together, INEC and KEPCO have made significant progress on the construction of the plants, with works for Units 1 and 2 now over 44% complete, with construction progressing safely and on schedule. Additionally, during the visit, His Highness Sheikh Mansour and President Park Geun-hye witnessed the signing of 3 strategic memorandums of understanding on nuclear energy cooperation between UAE and South Korea. The Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, DEWA, and the Knowledge and Human Development Authority, KHDA, honored today the winners of the 9th Conservation Award for 2013 to 2014, held under the theme For a Better Tomorrow. His Excellency Syed Mohammed Al Tayer, Managing Director and CEO of DEWA, congratulated everyone for their continued conservation efforts. The 9th edition of the award has achieved significant saving rates in the rationalized use of electricity and water. The award categories were divided between students, faculty, as well as residential consumers, and together saw savings of 23 million kilowatts of electricity and 128 million gallons of water. This has contributed in the reduction of carbon dioxide emissions by 11,000 tons, or savings of 16 million dirhams. It is hoped that through this award and other such efforts, more residents will adopt eco-friendly practices to sustain natural resources for generations to come. In his keynote speech, His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Al-Karam, Chairman of the Board of Directors and Director General of the KHDA, said the youth's education about the environment and its conservation is crucial to the future's development. Meanwhile, winning institutions such as the Dubai Center for Special Needs say this is just the beginning.
With our students, once they get that idea going, they're very keen to pursue it. So we've done a lot of things like craft work using recycled items. We hold annual events like family fun days, and we always have stalls where the students can sell things that they've made, and they can talk about things that they've made, like objects from recycled paper, recycled card, bits of tile, all this kind of thing. In terms of going forward, I know they're going to visit a recycling plant soon, and we want to hold sort of more events. We have an open day every year, and again, that's one of the themes that occurs at our open days, where the students can discuss what they've been doing with their parents, and so they sort of spread the word further.
Health experts are warning residents about health risks and heat-related illnesses that are on the rise during the summer season. Heat, dust, and humidity, particularly in coastal areas, have created conducive conditions for seasonal illnesses, according to experts. Seasonal and heat-related illnesses range from the inflammation of the nasal passages, allergic rhinitis, inflammation of the eyes, sore throat, and even heat stroke. Residents are advised to take the necessary precautions, stay hydrated, and seek shade or stay indoors during the peak hours of the sun. Temperatures already reached the mid-40s in some cities and can climb up to 49 degrees Celsius in inland areas. The National Center of Meteorology and Seismology, NCMS, predict a rise in temperature in the coming days. A forecaster said northwesterly winds currently sweeping through the country is helping to keep temperatures down, but conditions will change dramatically with the arrival of hot southerly and southeasterly winds. And Dubai police may soon be using Google Glass to issue fines to errant motorists as well as identify wanted cars, according to local reports quoting a senior police official. The smart eyewear is currently under trial by Dubai Police Smart Services Department for use by traffic police. Google Glass is a small computer mounted onto glasses. It can take photos, record video, access the internet, and give directions, among other uses. Dubai Police's Smart Services teams have created 2 applications to be used by their officers. One will allow them to take photos of traffic violations from the glass, which will go instantly into its system, and the other application will help identify wanted cars. The system, according to police officials, will record along with photos the exact location, time, and date, which is automatically sent to the system. Additionally, number plates and the glass will cross-reference vehicle registration plates with the traffic department's wanted vehicles database and alert an officer if any vehicle is wanted. Both programs were developed by an in-house team from the Dubai Police Smart Services and is in line with the objectives of the police to find and provide the latest technologies in the world as part of Dubai's Smart Government and Smart City initiatives. And finally, looking to other news, over the last week, Burjuman Mall has been an artistic spectacle and has been home to one of Dubai's most diverse celebration of creativity, with film screenings and artistic pieces during the 10-day Art Nation. Throughout the 10-day event, which culminates on the 24th of May, more than 100 participating artists have displayed their artistic talents with an art exhibition, unique shows and competitions, live performances, and films. Visitors could watch the creative process in action at the live art stage, where artists specializing in graffiti, henna, and rangoli demonstrated their work in front of audiences. In addition to the art exhibition, future filmmakers had an opportunity to showcase their talents during the film screenings that are being held during the event. Over 15 short films will be featured during all the 10 days of the event, promoting the creative passions of young and promising filmmakers from the UAE and beyond. According to the artists, Art Nation has provided a platform for them to showcase their abilities as well as provide valuable experience with the exposure received.
Film screenings at Art Nation are really important because they're just ending up becoming a platform where audiences can discover films made by independent filmmakers in this region, and especially something like that happening in Burjuman, a big mall like that, audiences discovering that there are different kind of films that people in UAE are making. So I've made a horror film, for example, and I'm seeing here films that are comedies, that are documentaries, that are dramas. So just audiences discovering that people over here are making films will just end up boosting the film movement that's going on here.
Art Nation is a platform where I can display and showcase my artistic talents. I am very thankful to everyone who has supported me to come at this level where I can showcase my talents on such a huge scale.